it's okay to feel sad. I don't know why people think as if it's not okay to have emotions like that. They think that if you're sad, it's like you need to just fix your attitude right away. You know, you need to snap out of it. It's a weird thought that I was just thinking about this just randomly. Why do people think as soon as they hear that someone's sad, their immediate response is like, you can't be sad? Why is that? That's weird, isn't it? I think it's weird. Obviously, people can be sad for a number of reasons, some more justifiable than others, but it's just so weird. I even think I've even told myself this before, like, why are you sad? You shouldn't be sad. When in reality, it's okay to be sad. It gets more complex the more I think about it, but you should let yourself feel what you want to feel. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, if you're frustrated with something, let it be known that you're frustrated. Who cares, right? It's like, in today's world, it's become so strange and so isolated. Like, the more time that goes on, the more of a generic idea it is that you can't or you shouldn't be sad. Like, you should never be angry. For some reason, people think it's like a bad thing to be angry, when in reality, you can be angry for a lot of different reasons. Like, if you're a competitive person and you lose a match of something, right? Like, you can be angry. That's okay. I don't know why so many people think it's, like, not normal to show emotions like that. Have you ever thought about that? Like, why is it that in this society now, people are just so anxious to, like, show how you're actually feeling, you know? People are so anxious and so scared. I know a lot of it probably has to do with social media. It's just so... The whole point of social media was to stay connected, right? But it really just drew us further apart. Before I ever had a phone, I was a lot happier than now, that's for sure. When I was a kid, I didn't have a worry in the world. I wasn't constantly looking at, like, a box in my hand, right? Like, pretend this is a phone. It's a box. It's literally a box. And we're just staring at pixels on a screen. You ever thought about that? Anything that you're looking at on this box, it's not even real. And it's just filling people's heads with doubt. And it just makes them worried constantly. Like, you have to be this kind of person that you really aren't at all. So stressful living in a world where everyone's connected on social media like that. Where you're worried that if you do something stupid or mess up on accident, someone's just gonna post you and you're just gonna become a joke, right? Everyone's gonna laugh at you. It makes you scared to be who you actually are and to actually give your, like, real opinions on things, because you can get canceled for anything now. It's crazy. And I think all of this social media stuff really is one of the largest factors to why people have such a weird view on emotions now. If you're sad, snap out of it. You shouldn't be sad, which is totally backwards in my opinion. Don't ever show that you're angry, because that means you're, like, a hostile person. What? If you're too happy for something, that means you're, like, oblivious to people struggling in other countries, which is so weird. Like, you're allowed to be happy, okay? Don't, like, I see so many people just... It's so messed up. Social media has it all wrong. Like, there is a whole thing with the California fires right now. And people are comparing this to other countries that are having difficulties, and they're like, you shouldn't even feel bad about your fires because this country's been dealing with it for so long now. How do you like it, huh? Like what? So much comparing goes on in this world, in society now at least. You're just constantly being compared to something else. Oh, you're happy that you got a PS5 for Christmas? Well, guess what? There's a kid in Africa that's like, what? It's so insane, man. Social media is like programming all of us to act a certain way, and if you don't, then there's something wrong with you. Let that sink in for a second. You see all these influencers living perfect lives, get ready with me in the morning. This is my daily morning routine. And now all of a sudden all these 12-year-olds see that and they're like, why isn't my life like that? Fills their head with doubt. You hear more and more crazy people talking online about how the world is supposed to be this way or that way, and you shouldn't show your emotions, or you should show your emotions. It's such a mess. This is one of the this is one of the many reasons to why I don't look on social media for anything anymore. It gets so complicated and so messy so fast. You can't go one scroll without seeing some comment filled with hate. Can't go one post without seeing something negative, basically, and that's so sad. How did we get to this point where social media has rapidly just evolved so fast before our eyes? In the last 5 years, social media has just gone crazy. It's exploded in popularity. When I was really sick for a couple months. I went to the hospital twice. It was for this kind of virus that I had in my system. It's still affecting me. Not as bad anymore, obviously. I'm fine now. But my lungs would be filled with mucus and I couldn't breathe at all. I would wake up gasping for air, not being able to breathe. I went to the hospital and I was talking to the doctor, and he told me that he could prescribe me anxiety pills. And you might be wondering, why are you getting put on anxiety pills? For what possible reason could you be being put on anxiety pills? Why would they do that to you? They're trying to sell me something, right? For anxiety. Why would they do that? They were trying to convince me that my breathing attacks, my breathing issues was caused by me being anxious, not by my lungs being filled up with mucus and stuff blocking my airways. No. They were trying to convince me that I was anxious. A real doctor was telling me that. Now just imagine how many people are telling others online how to behave. A real doctor was telling me that, trying to prescribe me pills. It reminded me a lot about social media. You need to stay off that. It's going to fill your head with doubt. You're not going to be learning anything. You're not going to be taking anything positive away from this social media experience. You got to dopamine detox while you still can, because everyone's getting hooked on it. Social media is by far the biggest drug in the world right now. 100%. And I'm trying to get off of it. I'm just trying to get off of all of it, honestly. It's a wild world right now. It's a crazy world out there, and I'm just trying to step away. That's all I'm doing. And you should too, honestly. You'll feel a lot better about your life when you're not constantly comparing yourself to others, having other people tell you how you should be with your emotions. I've strayed so far from the point of just, why do people think it's not okay to be sad or whatever? But I don't even care. This is all connected, and you need to stay away from it. I'm trying to stay away from it. Stay safe.